children, and ourselves are in peril and we don't know it. God help us. God help us. I'm not playing politics with it, but this is just the truth. See, one of the things that we're living in a time where, and I've said this before, in a cultural war, the first casualty is truth. You can't tell the truth. When you tell the truth, somebody is offended.
Those of you who don't know, we are in a battle. We're in a spiritual battle against good and evil, light and dark. We are. And too many Christians, too many churches are scared to speak out about it, especially black churches. They're scared to go against the Democratic Party. They're scared to go against their skin tone, go against blackness, to speak out about the truth about what's really going on here in America and what's really going on in terms of the destruction of the black community. They are scared to speak out about the number one issue that is destroying the black community. They are. We need more people like Bishop Patrick Wooden, who is not afraid to speak out and tell the truth about what's really going on.
And no one would step up and say a word. And all we hear in the church world today is, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Why you got to say something? Don't say anything. You don't want to kill yourself. Be quiet. And all this. And see, as there is a growing conspiracy of silence, Satan is gaining ground. Notice.
It all started really before COVID, but COVID was the peak of when the transition happened in a lot of churches, especially black churches. The black church has essentially been preaching this social gospel ever since the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 was passed. So it was a natural evolution to the point to where the government would eventually start to run the church, and the devil through the government ran the church. That's why so many churches were shut down for years and did not open. And therefore, a lot of churches are scared. A lot of churches, a lot of pastors are scared to speak out, especially in the black community. They are scared to speak the truth.
As we shut up and keep our mouth shut, you look in the congregations, you look at the national meetings, you pay attention to the things that's going on, you don't see less wickedness, you see more. Look at society. As we are quiet, while we fail to talk, we see all kinds of things being sanctioned, overlooked, allowed in society, all kind of wicked combinations. Oh my, we need to pray for Haiti. We need to pray for Israel. All these things that are going on. We need to pray for ourselves because we don't know who have gotten into this country in the last 3 years. But I know this, all of those military-aged men who have been walking across the border, these people aren't seeking no asylum. Come with new tennis shoes, new shoes, cell phones, built.
That's for sure. I've seen some videos of these people coming in, these young men, military-aged men coming in. They're not seeking asylum. They're coming in for a specific purpose.
Muscular, intact. And they walk in and they disappear. Our women, our children, and ourselves are in peril and we don't know it.
And that's the role of men. See, when you have a society that is no longer biblical and becomes secular, men become women, women become men become more feminine. And so therefore we have these men with these feminine policies, with this feminine behavior, who are not there to protect women. See, in a biblical society, women are protected. But in a society that has foregone biblical values, women are fair game. Women can be taken advantage of. Sad things can happen, like what happened to Laken Riley down in Georgia, in a society that no longer honors God, that does not have a biblical worldview. Women are left unprotected. Why can't people see that?
God help us. God help us. I'm not playing politics with it,
That's for sure. That is for sure. We live in a post-truth society. People say, oh, that's your truth. That's your truth. No, there's one truth, and that's found in the word of God. That is the truth. Not a truth or your truth. That is the truth.
Can't tell the truth. When you tell the truth, somebody is offended. Offended at God's truth. And what we got to do is learn to live with them being offended. To save others. I'm not going to call any names, but history was made. One of the high-ranking government officials visited, of all things, an abortion clinic today. Why not
I wonder who that was.
visit a home for unwed mothers? Why not visit a place that's helping little unwanted children make it? Why go to the killing field?
Because the intention, like you know it, Bishop Wooden, is to replace black people. The intention is to continue to destroy the black community.
So many of you have asked, why am I here at this facility in particular? And
Why are you there, Kamala? Why did you go to this Planned Parenthood in Minnesota, of all places? You see that? You see the trick they're playing on you black people? She went to a Planned Parenthood in Minnesota because, see, Planned Parenthood and Kamala Harris and the Democrats, their appeal for this reproductive justice is to white women. I'm just being real. I'm keeping it real with you. It's to white women. They may use you as a face for this argument, but the people they're really trying to reach, they're speaking about you to them. I'm just telling you facts.
I will tell you, it is because right now in our country, we are facing a very serious health crisis.
A lie.
And the crisis is affecting many, many people in our country, most of whom are, frankly, silently suffering. After the United States Supreme Court took a constitutional right that had been recognized from the people of...
She is lying through her teeth. No, it wasn't a constitutional right. The judges read a right from it. Okay? You have to understand. It's not a constitutional right for a woman to kill her baby. That's not a right. It's not a right for you to kill another human being. What it was is that these justices who were liberal read the privacy clause and used that to justify Roe v. Wade. Stop lying, Kamala Harris.
The healthcare providers there at an emergency room were afraid that because of the laws in their state that they could be criminalized, sent to prison for providing healthcare. So I'm here at this healthcare clinic.
Abortion is not healthcare. Reproductive freedom is not reproduction. Okay? There's no freedom in an abortion. There's no freedom for the woman, and there's no freedom for the child.
And sadly, in so many places around our country, sex ed is a thing of the past, which leaves our young people to learn about their bodies and reproductive systems on social media.
No, it don't. It leaves it to the parents to educate the children. Sex ed is not about teaching them about their bodies. It's teaching them about sex. These people be lying so much.
So I'll close with this. In this environment, these attacks against an individual's right to make decisions about their own body.
It's not your body. It's another body the woman's making a decision about. She's making a decision about another body that's in her womb, okay? She's not making a decision to terminate her womb. She's making a decision to terminate the life that's in her womb. That is a distinction.
Are outrageous and in many instances just plain old immoral.
No, it's immoral for you to advocate for something that, since Roe v. Wade was initiated back in 1973, has killed nearly 20 million black babies. 20 million. But you wouldn't mention that, would you?
How dare these elected leaders believe they are in a better position to tell women what they need, to tell women what is in their best interest. We have to be a nation that trusts women.
Here we go. This feministic take. How dare! How dare! How dare! How dare you sit up there and lie to the American public like that? How dare you pretend to be a vice president and you don't do much at all? How dare that? Look, we need more and more churches and Christians to stand up and speak the truth found in the Word of God. Not this progressive Christianity, not this fake Christianity that's not real, but biblical Christianity. Speak out about the atrocities that are happening in our country. Because the blood of the innocent is crying out from the ground for all the things that have been done in this country. It's time for Christians. It's time for conservatives. It's time for politicians. It's time for Americans to stand up and fight for those who cannot fight for themselves, especially in the black community, because that is destroying our progeny. That is destroying our future, and every single person has a part to play in it, because we are not victims. We are empowered for greatness.